What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell today, no walk today. It is super windy here, super cold, and spring is around the corner, but we're not there yet. So in the car, we'll have to do for today. And basically, I didn't really know what I wanted to say this week, but a lot of things have been happening in my life, and it's kind of steered me in a direction. So just to give you guys some background on myself, I've worked at a retail store for the last 16 years. I worked in different departments of the store, but yeah, I've worked at the same place for 16 years. And I find myself questioning kind of what I want to do with the rest of my life. I'm only 36, so I've got, tons of time. And I just kind of questioning what I want to do. And I've been thinking a lot about the future and maybe other jobs that I want to pursue and all that sort of stuff. And every time I do, I always kind of get this nagging voice in the back of my head that says, you can't do that. That's not something you do. And I kind of thought about it and how comfortable my life has become. And not so much in a bad way. It's more so, I've worked in the same place for 16 years. I know basically everybody. I've worked in the same department I'm working in right now for the last, I think, 7 years. And so I know the job well. I know the ins and outs. But I actually accepted a new job in the same store, just a different department, one that I did years ago, to just kind of break out of that comfort zone. And that seems to be the underlying issue for a lot of things is comfort zones. It's so easy to stick around and do the same thing over and over. It's just so easy to stay comfortable, and our brains even don't want us to break out of that comfort zone. And that's why there's so much resistance to it. It's your brain's job to keep you safe, and what is safe is what is known. But that's not how we can grow, and that's not how you will get what you want. It's not going to be fun. The next couple of years, I'm trying to kind of lay out what I want to do, and I don't see my job I'm at. I don't see that being my career. But I'm grateful for the job. Nothing about that. It's pays well, and I'm not knocking it. It's just not something that I see myself doing for the rest of my life. And just thinking about the next couple of years, kind of what I want to pursue and what I want to do, I'm going to have to get very uncomfortable. I'm going to have to eventually drop down to part-time at the job I've worked full-time at for the last, I was there 16 years, but I started part-time, for a year or two. So almost 15 years, let's say, of being there, 40 hours a week. And just I'm going to have to meet some new people. I'm going to have to put myself out there. There's a lot of things coming up, and I think they're going to very much push me out of this comfort zone that I'm in. And there's nothing wrong with a comfort zone in terms of being there and like a routine, as long as it is serving you. And it's not the other way around. A good example, a good routine, a good comfort zone, going to the gym, every day or every other day. That's a great habit. And, maybe switching up the machine, switching up your workouts, switching up the routine, definitely keep it interesting. But that's not a bad comfort zone to be in. But when it staggers your growth and where you are almost looking at, the same routine, the same day over and over and over, and there's no growth, then that becomes a problem. When you're looking at, things you want to do, but that comfort zone might be stopping you, that's when it becomes a problem. So do something out of your comfort zone, just even a little something today. Take a different route home. Talk to someone that you haven't talked to in a long time. Anything. Just get out of that little bit of a comfort zone. And the best way to grow is to get out of that comfort zone. The best way to reach what you want is on the other side of that comfort zone. And I think a lot of us that leaving that comfort zone that fear is what kind of kicks in and we don't do things. And I feel like if I keep doing what I'm doing and I keep going on the same path, I know where that's going to get me. I know the outcomes. I know sort of the routines. I know the ins and outs of what's going to happen. But if I try something new, there's a risk. There's a risk. My brain is already like, no, we're not doing that. Nope. This, it's thinking of a million reasons and things that could go wrong. But let's think about some reasons and way things could go right. If I stay at my job, I know it's going to get me. It's, consistent, and it's not really fulfilling me outside of, money is money, and, that's great, but I want something a bit more, something, more aligned with my interests and that sort of thing. So if I take a chance, who knows, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's the limit? It's unknown, and it's the unknown that just your brain hates. But if you're kind of struggling right now and you're like, I'm not really, not really content with what you've got going on. I'm not even saying just a job. It could be, life in general. It could be, a job. It could be a career. It could be a hobby. It could be anything. And if you're looking for something that spark to kind of, switch the days up, try just getting out of your comfort zone. Try being uncomfortable. Sorry, I'm just getting over a cold. And honestly, that's all I wanted to come on here and say for our Monday walk videos is just break out of your comfort zone. Something little. Sign up for a boxing class. Go talk to a coworker you don't really talk to. Take a different way home. Just anything to kind of shake it up, because there's so much potential and so much growth to be done and in us all that I feel like we're not hitting that. And there's a lot of things that hold us back, and it's just crazy that we don't go out and live every day like we're on fire and we don't know how much time we got. So anyways, I hope that's a motivational Monday pick me up for somebody. And besides that, I'll see everybody hopefully for a walk next Monday. We'll see, weather permitting, wind permitting more so. It's just really windy. But anyways, everyone, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.